Cool. So the rules, the event itself is actually up in the Facebook group. These are the rules. Obviously, you must complete it. I don't care if you walk it. I don't care if you crawl it. I don't care if you inchworm walk it. I do not care as long as the 5K gets done. You can track your mileage on a watch by setting it to the walk, or you can set it on your phone. Definitely, track your mileage, and then a screenshot of your picture or your end time, right? Even if you walked, because we are going to be we have our little point system here. We are going to be giving pretty freaking dope prizes, if I do say so myself. We are giving first place $100, second place 75, third place 75 for first, second, and third. And those are specifically, that's not like, here's $100, go buy a keg. It's like, here's $100, go buy something to support your health. And I'll obviously facilitate that to make sure that that's what it goes to. Not that I don't trust you guys, but that's what I'm here for. So anything from products to supplements, if you want to try a supplement, if you have a subscription to a supplement already and you just want your next round paid for, if you want a new sexy sports bra, if you want new spandex, whatever it is, gym equipment, if you want a new, stability ball at home, if you want a new pair, you could get some dumbbells with $100. You could probably buy, honestly, a really low quality Fitbit if you don't have one with $100. Not you probably could. You could definitely buy, not like a low quality, sorry, like an old model Fitbit. You could buy like the one, not the ones with the face. The face probably is like another $90. So, for a Fitbit, if you want to buy personal development books, if you want to buy, just anything to support your health journey. And that is for the first, second, and third place, like I said. And then your point system is up here. So sharing to your Instagram story and tagging me is 5 points. Now you can do that as many times as you want. You can be like, mile 1 at Jackie Geisler Fitness, out for my 5K. And then if you're with 10 of your friends, you get, 4 points for all of them, whatever. So there is no limit to anything. This is like really the only limit is completing the 5K. I'm not going to be like, go run 6 5Ks and just do one. General RSVP to the actual event. I freaking hate when people don't engage. We know that's one of our new pillars for this community is responsiveness. So RSVPing and general presence with the event is going to get you 3 points. Fastest time is 13 to reward the hustlers who actually show up and go for a run. Second fastest time, again, to reward the hustlers who show up and go out for a run. Melissa, you've been doing some runs, girl. I'm looking at you on here. Each additional friend or family that's documented in a group photo. So if you go with just your partner, take a picture of you and your partner. If you go with you and a friend, Moretta, I'm sorry, your horse doesn't count as a partner or a friend. I don't know, maybe. And then each time you share to your profile or to your feed on either Instagram or I guess if you want to share a TikTok too, that I'll give you like 12 points for a TikTok because that'd be creative AF. But that is your general point system, right? So you're looking at, it's just going to add up for whatever your participation level is. And then ideas to share on media. If you're like, Jackie, what do you want me posting on social media? I don't know what to do. What do you mean share to my stories? A video of your scenery, right? Maybe you do your 5K on the boardwalk. All you got to do is like 5K with Live Free Fitness at Jackie Geisler Fitness, gains, right? So a video of what's going on. You can do your group photo for extra points, a sweaty selfie, a finisher selfie, screenshot of your watch, right? Like a boomerang of you walking or of your feet with a tag, right? Anything like that. I'm in a Instagram challenge with my 2 of my biz besties. We're racing to see who can get 1,000 extra followers on social media. I'm up for a pamper day if I win. So I'm just saying my own personal plug. No, but really have all your friends and family follow me. Okay, cool. So 5K is coming up on the 24th. Other announcement is that next weekend we've got a guest speaker for Team Call. We've got Rahina is talking to us about, I didn't mean to show you guys my calendar. You don't need to see that nastiness. Rahina is talking to us about the 15 laws of personal development, right? So personal development is something that all of you are doing in some way, shape, or form, whether it's higher involvement or whether it's just journaling. Like everything in between is personal development. So she's gonna be talking to us about like laws of personal development, things that you need to be considering in order to strengthen your development within yourself. And then if you are in Freedom Foundation, your check-in forms are due by the end of the day today, and office hours this week are regular office hours. Any questions on any of those announcements? Any questions on anything else? Cool. We're going to dive in. Today, we're going to be talking about manifestation. And when I originally scheduled this, I really just kind of wanted to, I literally titled it Manifestation 101. I did really want to keep it kind of surface level. However, I've been doing, for those of you that don't know, I invested $10,000 into a personal development. He calls himself a transformational coach to help me, because I feel like in order to level up my own life, and I always want to continue leveling up my own life, I have to heal some of my beliefs about myself, right? Some of you saw my live I did the other day. And in order for me to reach my business goals and reach my personal goals and reach my financial goals, right? Those are things that I'm manifesting. I've dividended. I've dove in deeper. Megan, help me here. I've dived. Is that dove?
You dove in.
Dove.
Yeah.
I dove deeper into this process this last week, actually, with my transformation coach. Got really raw, got really emotional. Last night I sat on my bedroom floor and I cried. So this work is really, really powerful. Megan, don't frown. It's all beautiful work. It's empowering work and it's beautiful work. And it does require, before we go ahead and dive in, it does require that you get brutally, he leaves no kids, Megan, no kids.
No kids.
It does require that you get brutally fucking honest with yourself. Like really fucking brutally honest with yourself. And you have to get vulnerable. And it takes work. And I'm not saying like it takes work, so give up on your dreams and don't manifest anything. It's beautiful work and it's empowering work, and it's the door to your next level of life, whether in whatever area. So again, I was going to take more of a surface level when I said manifestation 101. I was just going to kind of cover the basics with you, but I'm going to kind of trust my intuition with this call. And if it leads me to go a little bit deeper with you ladies, I'll go a little bit deeper. But if I want to kind of stay with what I had planned, I'm just going to kind of vibe it out and see where we're going. So basically, I'm going to cover the manifestation process. And when I say, raise your hand if you know what I mean when I say manifestation. Okay, so we got a from Elise and Melissa. Moretta, is that like a strong yeah or like a half yeah? It's like a half yeah. Megan, how you feeling about manifestation? A half yeah. Okay, so manifestation is the idea of your dream car is a Tesla, right? Or your dream car is whatever. And this is it in simplest sense. Your dream car is a Tesla, and you want to be a strong, wealthy woman who makes enough money to buy a Tesla. If you didn't have that vision, you probably wouldn't end up with a Tesla. I'm gonna be honest. You'd probably end up with like, well, I don't know what people buy these days, like a Toyota RAV4 or something. I don't know. If you don't have the intentionality of it, you're just going to end up getting whatever is there at that time of life. But manifestation is this idea that like my dream car is a Tesla. For a very long time, it was a Prius, but like it's a Tesla now. So it's this idea of like, I'm intentional about that Tesla. And now I must just, I must basically, in a spiritual sense, bring that Tesla to my life through my brain and through my energy, right? It's not like the Lord is bringing me a Tesla. Like, it's not like that. It's not like I'm going to sit on the floor with some candles and like conjure a Tesla from nowhere, right? It's not that, but it's the concept of, so for those of you that are in book club, holla at your girl. It's the concept of activating your reticular activating system, right? And we're learning about all the kinds of sections of the brain in the book. Activating your reticular activating system. What that basically is, that's like, okay, I've identified that a Tesla is my dream car. Do you know how many Teslas I've seen in this neighborhood in the last like 6? They're everywhere now, right? That's your reticulator activating system, is like, now you are keen to seeing Teslas, whereas before you might have had a Tesla pass you and you would have never seen it, right? So it's this idea of like deciding what you want in life, getting behind what you want in life, and essentially believing that you can, and this is like the surface level, right? Believing that you can have that, and full-heartedly believing that you can have that. And again, this is dreams in general. This was just the example, right? Full-heartedly believing that you can have that thing, so much so that both your conscious mind and your subconscious mind truly, truly, truly believe that I will fucking have a Tesla. And then what's going to happen is your life, the actions that you take, the thoughts that you start to have, your reality around you will start to fall in line with that new conscious and subconscious emergence, right? The two, you need the power of both of them. You cannot have your conscious saying, I want a Tesla, but your subconscious is saying, who are you to have a Tesla? Who are you to have that? Who are you to make that money? You can't make that money. You're not worthy of a Tesla. You're not worthy of the money to be able to buy a Tesla. You're not capable of that. You're not educated enough to have a career to make that much money, right? If your subconscious is saying that, you're having this like really unfortunate, my business mentor calls it crosstalk. Crosstalk is where you say you want something, but you truly don't believe you can have it. I just signed a client today who wants to lose, actually, I signed a client yesterday and a client today that want to lose over 100 pounds. If those two people vocalized, I want to lose 100 pounds, but they in their brain don't think that they can lose 100 pounds, they are never going to lose that weight, because there's that crosstalk of verbally you say what you want, but in the back of your brain, your reality isn't being created in a way that will bring to existence the thing that you want. Is everybody following me so far? That is what manifestation is in a simple sense, bringing to reality through the creation of your conscious and subconscious mind what you want in life. Okay. So step 1 of manifestation. Y'all already know what this one is. What do you want and why do you want it? You have all in detail told me what you want from this program, what you want for your health, what you want for your body. You've all identified that, but I don't want you to limit this to just your weight loss or just your body goals or just your health goals. So in order to manifest, right, step 1 is like, and I wouldn't recommend manifesting a million things at once. As you get better at it, you can be doing more things at once. But as you're just growing your manifestation, like your biceps of manifestation, you want just 1 or 2 things at a time that you're manifesting. Don't mind the flickering lights. Nobody's been in this house for a year besides me. I'm in Florida right now, and so all of the light bulbs are like dying. It's not lightning, I promise. It was earlier though. So deciding what you want. Okay. This can be something right now. What I'm manifesting is a goal that I want by the end of April. So it can be something that's short term. It can be something that's this year. It can be something that's in 5 years, right? It doesn't really matter. What I want you to do is decide what you want in life. Not a lot of people think this far. A lot of entrepreneurs do because we are taught to, right? By what we do, we're taught to think about what we want, but thinking about what you want, an exercise that I did when I was in Puerto Rico is an exercise called, like, I don't know, like the dream list. I don't know what it's called. Basically, you don't get to stop writing until you've written 100 dreams onto a piece of paper. Completely judgment free, right? There's no, completely judgment free and expectation free. Like, um, I would love to do like rental properties and investments and real estate and stuff like that. That's something for me that's like 2 years away from where I am right now. And I could have been like, real estate? No way, that's too scary. I'm not putting that on there. I don't know anything about that. That's judging myself. That's a preconceived notion that I'm not smart enough or I'm not good enough to learn how to do real estate and do rental properties and make passive income, right? That's a preconceived notion. That's judging myself. Completely judgment free. So I had speak on stages in front of hundreds of thousands of people at one time on there. Completely judgment free. That's thinking like a little kid again, right? Like, I want to be a blank. When you think about your career, when you think about like, I want to live in a palace, like completely judgment free list of things that you want in life. That's something that, I did in Puerto Rico, and that's something that I actually added to my annual planning. Not for that 1 year, but I'm going to do a dreams list every year, a completely judgment-free dreams list of things that I want in life. And this can be, I wish I had my other notebooks, but they're all in the city. It's, dreams of events, places, things, finances, vacations, spiritual, psychological, energetic, just everything in life that you want, right? So step one to manifestation, that can help you if you're like, I don't know what I want in the future. I'm just really concentrated on where I am right now. It is important to be concentrated on where you are right now. But so if you don't have like a clear, like, I want to manifest this in my life. All right. I'm just going to give you guys mine for simplicity's sake. I want to manifest $20,000 this month. Okay. I've decided with absolute clarity what that goal is. Like, there isn't, I want to make a lot of money this month. I want to sign a lot of clients this month. It's, I am going to make $20,000 cash collected this month by the end of the month. The second part of step one is why, right? That's what we did when you joined the program. What do you want to, I want to lose 20 pounds because blank, is getting truly in tune with why. So I want to, or I am going to make $20,000 by the end of this month. Why? And you just want to get truly freaking raw and authentic with yourself, why you want it. And remind yourself that your goals, this is something I'm learning myself. Your goals were given to you and your desires were given to you for a reason. Whatever you believe in, God, the universe, angels, spirits, your desires were given to you for a reason. Okay? Me being a health coach, that desire was given to me for a reason. I have a purpose to fulfill, to help people change. And so it's a completely guilt-free desire. My desire to make that number of income this month has nothing to do with, there's no guilt around it, because it's not like, who am I to make that as a 26-year-old? It's, I'm going to make that because I'm going to hire people. I'm going to give people employment. I'm going to change people's lives. I'm going to change people's bodies. I'm going to change people's minds. I'm going to change people's relationships with themselves and others, right? That's not, I'm going to make $20,000 because I want it all to myself, because I want to buy a Tesla. It's, I'm going to make that money because there's a purpose to it. And that purpose is completely guilt-free. And that purpose was given to me again by God, God, the universe, angels, spirits, for a reason. So if I want and whatever it is for you, it's a completely judgment-free space. If it's, I want to get, Megan, if it's with your teaching, right? If you want to get a raise of however much, if it's a salary or hourly or whatever it is, a salary bonus or a salary, like that is given to you for a reason, and that is guilt-free. Why? Because you want to give your kids everything that they possibly want and need from their mom. You want to be there to nourish them and have a guilt-free vacation, right? And not have a pressured vacation or a stressed vacation. And again, that desire was given to you for a reason, and you should never pass judgment on your desires, no matter what they are. Even if it's a selfish desire, right? Right now, I mean, I give you guys that number, but for full transparency's sake, my debit card's in negative balance, and my credit card is $100 out from maxing out, right? Because my overhead business expenses between contractors and coaches is so high, that when I'm making money where I can make profit for Jackie Geisler, I can make a profit for me and not a profit for my business. Usually I don't like talking numbers, but it's going to help me explain this, right? When I'm making profit for myself, it's not from a place of guilt. It's, I want to buy new clothes because I want to feel fucking good. I want to feel like Jackie Geisler. I want to feel aesthetically myself. I want to feel energetically myself. I want to feel sexy. And there is zero guilt with that. I want to get massages once a week eventually, but I want to get massages once a week. And there's nothing guilty about that. That is a true and honest desire, because that's going to make me feel good. That's going to make me, and when I think about like my future refrigerator and my future kitchen and my husband's future kitchen, like we're going to eat like kings and queens, like organic, like if you want to eat meat, fine, but it's going to be like badass meat. And there's no guilt around that, because I want the healthiest body that I can, so that I can inspire other people to do that, right? So you can see how I'm starting to tie in my why, and there is no guilt to any of it. None. My business, mark my word, will make millions of dollars. And there is zero guilt in that at all. Because I know that there's a reason why. Because I have to pay people that are going to work for me. I have to pay coaches. I have to, I have to bring in admin, and I have to bring in marketing, and that's so that we can change lives. So there is zero guilt with it. So step one is to identify, you can do your goal, your dream list as an exercise, but what on that list, or what stands out right now, like that is what I want to work towards. That is what I want. What stands out, and what is your completely judgment-free reasons, plural, why you want that, right? All right. Why you need to do these things in step one. The universe is not going to give you something that you haven't clarified that you want, because energetically you're not going to put in the work for it. The second thing is, if you don't know why, again, your action isn't going to be driven, because you're not clear enough. You have to literally tell the universe, like, I want XYZ because XYZ, and it has to be spoken, it has to be written, it has to be clear, okay? So that is step one for manifestation. Let me actually pull up my notes, make sure that I am guiding you properly here for step two. Cool. All right, so step two. This one is not that easy, right? You can't just be like, I want $20,000 and it's that easy and it's just going to happen because I want to change lives. It's not that easy, right? We know that. Okay. That's, that I'm working on my letting it be easy right now. So I'm really trying to watch my wording, but the actual concept of like, what do you want and why? Just deciding that's not the only step, right? The next thing then, and this is where I'm putting in the fucking work right now. Step two is to gently observe your mental blocks and gently observe your limiting beliefs. So what comes up when you say these things, right? And again, for the example of this is, I'm going to make $20,000 cash into my business by the end of this month. What comes up? Is it I'm not good enough? I'm not smart enough? I'm not fast enough? I'm not special enough? I'm not educated enough? I'm not smart enough? I'm not supported enough? I don't have the resources. I posted my list this morning if you guys want to read it. It's on my social media. What you have to gently observe your mental blocks and your limiting beliefs, right? Are you saying, oh, but you could never have XYZ? Oh, who are you to have that? You don't, who are you to have that, right? I kind of gave some of these examples already, but before we can shift our actions and before we can shift our thoughts and beliefs, we have to get real freaking raw with what is getting in our way and noticing our mental blocks. So many people will miss this step. You can't just say, I want this by this date. It's going to be great. I'm going to feel amazing, without addressing, again, the subconscious, because the conscious and the subconscious have to go hand in hand. If there is a disconnect, manifestation is a big fart. It's not going to work. So you have to get clear on the mental blocks and the limiting beliefs. So I will give you, ladies, the exercises that I'm working through myself right now. All right, I'm going to type these ones out for you. So the first one is, we'll do this. We're going to do a little whiteboard action. Y'all know I love my whiteboard. All right, so the first one is name limiting belief because blank. So Jackie, I'll read you some of my examples. So basically what it actually is nope, that's not my whiteboard. Where did my whiteboard go? All right. So name, Jackie, what the limiting belief itself actually is. I'm not smart enough. I'm not educated enough. I don't have the resources I need. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough, whatever it is for your blockage that you're feeling when you come up with it. Because blank. Evidence. What is all the reasons that have led you so far up to this date and point in your life? What has led you to feel that way, right? So an example for me that I'm clearing up right now is, Jackie, you are not smart enough because you've constantly shown that you have to work harder than others to be where they are. Things have always come hard to you academically. You failed 5th grade. You've always been one step behind. You've always been one step behind, right? What is the evidence that leads up to you thinking why that is your limiting belief? So I will read you guys a small handful of mine. I did these on Instagram Live the other day, or Facebook Live, whatever it is. So I'll read you a couple of these so you can start to get a feel for what it is. All right. Jackie, you don't really fit in socially because you've never had a group of friends you felt truly loved by or understood by. So Jackie, you don't fit in socially is the limiting belief because you've never had a group of friends you felt truly loved by or understood by. I look at my social relationships in the past. I've always felt misunderstood. Now I'm realizing it's just because I'm an entrepreneur, and not everybody is, and not everybody gets the entrepreneurial mush that we have up here. All right, Jackie, you are not smart enough to build a business that makes what you want to make because you've constantly proved to yourself that you struggle to learn and grasp concepts. You've always taken the easy route out. You're not tough enough, and you break down easy when you don't understand something fully. Do a couple more. Jackie, you are not special enough to make it that big because nobody knows who you are. You should be further along by now. You're not smart enough to figure it out. You do not have the resources you need. You don't go deep enough, and you're always waiting for things to be perfect. I will do one more for you guys. Jackie, you suck at managing your time because you don't always follow through with what you say you're going to do. You always fall short of high expectations. You don't get enough done to be where you want to be. Okay. So it is name, limiting belief, right? The thing that you subconsciously say to yourself. And because blank, list the evidence. That I would recommend doing that on one day. That's emotional in and of itself. If you have 5 of them, you have 5 of them. If you have 2 of them, you have 2 of them. A lot of them are going to stem from I'm not good enough. That's the main root. Not good enough, whether it's not smart enough, whatever. A lot of them are going to come from that root, just to be clear. And a lot of mine trace up to that root. So I would recommend doing that in one day. All of that, just vomit it out. Do step 1 and step 2 on one day. Moretta, what's going on? Happy to have your face back. Do all of them. Do step 1 on one day. This that I just listed out is step 2. I'm going to keep giving you a little bit more. Step 3 for identifying in your limiting beliefs is, again, this one you should do on a totally different day. You're following my social media. These have all been on my social media if you want to go read them. I did this one last night. This is the one where I sat. Are you leaving, Melissa? Enjoy the movie. You can catch the recording.
Yeah, sorry, I left you a little note. I decided to share some stuff.
Okay.
Since I won't get to later. Thank you
Okay,
for
no
everything. I
worries.
love this.
Yep.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So the next one is name, Jackie. I am sorry I blank and I forgive you. I did this one last night and I bawled like a fucking baby at, what one was it? I bawled like a baby at You're Always Stuck. So it's basically, right, Jackie. It's whatever. I don't need to show you guys the one that I, so it's name, Jackie, I, Megan, I'm, Moretta, I'm, Idalise, I'm so sorry I blank and I forgive you. And I'm not saying do this once. For each of my limiting beliefs, you literally read them until, so Jackie, I'm so sorry you thought that you weren't smart enough. And I forgive you. Jackie, I am so sorry that you thought you weren't smart enough, and I forgive you. Jackie, I am so sorry that you thought up to this point that you're not smart enough, and I forgive you. You're going to say that over and over and over and over again. Sit in front of the mirror, no makeup on, as you, and do this. I did this for probably 2 hours last night. I bawled like a baby. You must say this line for each of your limiting beliefs until you feel like a mental or physical opening in your brain or heart or chest, right? Like I actually forgive myself. I actually realize that this is something that is in the past. I actually realize that this is something that was from yesterday, beyond, like previous. That's not tomorrow. When you actually feel that opening and that expansion, you've forgiven yourself. It doesn't take just one though. I'll probably do this again for the next week. Okay, that's the next one. The one after that, the next step for this one is so when it comes to the manifestation part of things, I'm gonna go back to those steps. Melissa's message is cute. All right, next step of this phase. you have to acknowledge the fact that this is something that happened. You have to acknowledge and say, yeah, you're right, right? Like acknowledging it. Yes, you are right. In the past, I've told myself, you can do it. I have, or you have. Yes, you're right. In the past, I have told myself I'm not good enough, but now I choose blank. What's the opposite that you're doing, right? Now I choose to let it be easy. Now I choose to let money flow to me. Now I choose to let my relationships be deep. Now I choose to let my relationships feel good. Now I choose to let myself feel good and proud in any outfit I put on my body. Now I choose blank. So the opposite of that, right? So this is going to allow you to identify that your previous way of thinking was true, but make the conscious decision to have a new way of thinking. Okay? Making that conscious choice. So when it comes to the actual manifestation in and of itself, right? What do you want and why? Number 2 is just, what are your limiting beliefs? Which is, what are your limiting beliefs? Which is this one right here. And then the next one, so recognize and reframe. Why does this always happen to me? Where is my key? Okay. The next step is what it's called, right? What are you? This is basically just like observe. This is what, when it comes to manifestation, actually. And then step number 3 is reframe, right? You have to reframe in order to actually bring what you want into life. Let's just say you want a $40,000 raise at work, right? By the time within the next 4 years, whatever it is, you have to reframe. That's what this step is right here. Reframe it. Otherwise, if you don't identify that new thought pattern, again, all of this needs to happen for manifestation to happen, right? If you don't identify with that new pattern, it's going to make it really, really hard. Again, if you're verbalizing these things, but if your subconscious truly is still stuck on, for me, 26 years of thinking I'm not smart enough, I'm not going to manifest what I want to manifest, right? I have to truly identify with this. Now I choose and reframe my story and live into that new power and feel into that new power, right? Which leads me then, believe, vibe is the next one. Number 4, believe, and this is not just, again, this is not a one and done process. Believe it and vibe with it, and vibe with it. So you have to have the energy that you already have what you want to have, right? You have to truly know that you told the universe that you want it and that it's coming back to you. Believe it and vibe with it, right? And this can be done through affirmations. This is why affirmations, it's like, a good example for affirmations is like, if you got blood work done, if all 4 of us got blood work done, all 4 of us would have different numbers that we're high or low in. But it's like if the doctor gave all of us the same pills anyway. So by taking affirmations, I like to give my affirmations as examples, but your affirmations need to be your own because it's for you and your brain. So this can be done, the believe it and vibe with it needs to be done through affirmations, visualizations, right? And one thing I think, Megan, you may have watched the team call with Adrienne on visualization, Edeliz and Moretta. I don't think you have, unless you like dove into the Facebook group. But there's a call from Adrian where he talks about the power of visualization, but visualizing right before you drift off to sleep is the strongest point of connection that you will ever get to consciously connecting your subconscious and your conscious, if that makes sense. When you are drifting off to sleep and when you are asleep, that is like where, that's like the love making between your conscious and your subconscious, right? That's where everything you've spoken and felt, right? It's not just what comes out of your mouth, it's what you truly feel, right? If you truly say, I'm going to make $1 million by, whatever, and you truly feel like, oh, I can't do that, your brain, your subconscious is going to pick up on that, right? So what's going to happen when you need to fall asleep with every night with this energetic state of like, I am good. My shit is coming to me, right? This shit is coming to me. It is already here. If you see it already happening, your brain doesn't know the difference between that imagery of something that has and has not already happened. So seeing it in your brain and believing it to be true and feeling on an energetic state that what you want is already accomplished, then you fall asleep, right? In that state. Again, there's that love making happening. That's where the closest state that your conscious and subconscious will ever be is while you're sleeping. Okay. So visualize it being true. There's a book. It's like Megan, I feel like you might like this actually. I particularly didn't love it. I had to listen to it like 2 times to understand it, but Feeling is the Secret. Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. It's like a 45-minute Neville Goddard. I think that's how it is. There's like a 45-minute YouTube of the whole book and he reads it and it's like a green background where he talks about this. Like, vibe with it. If you truly already, you did all of this. Oh, not what I wanted to do. I wanted to underline this, but that's okay. If you did all of this and you truly don't believe it and you truly don't vibe with it, it's not going to come true because your subconscious has to have the energetic state that your conscious believes it. And then once the two are in harmony, I know this is like spiritual woo, but like once the two are in harmony, your reality, right? Think about your reticular activating system again to circle it all back together. Your reality starts to be created in line with it. The brain, and this is also talked about in this book. If you're not in book club, read this fucking book. It'll change your life. The brain is a goal achieving machine. The brain wants to win at all times. The brain wants to achieve its goals. And so whatever the goal is and whatever the belief is, if the belief is, I can't make that money, I can't accomplish that, I can't start that business, I can't run that marathon. If the belief is that, the universe, your brain is going to have that continue to win. The universe, or sorry, I keep saying the universe, your brain is wired to have you win. Your brain is wired to win. And if you're saying, I can't make $1 million, I can't buy a boat, I can't buy that moped, I can't take my kids to Italy, whatever it is, right? Your brain will say, okay, cool, you can't. And you'll forever stay stuck in that energetic state of I can't do this until you can reframe, right? Until you can reframe and believe it and vibe with it. Okay. Let me just make sure I have everything. Okay. Are you guys following me so far? I have 2 more. Okay. All right. I'm just going to copy this. All right. Last 3 steps of the process are, can I delete all? Well, I don't want to delete this. I'm just going to make it smaller. I'm gonna make my thing bigger. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Steps 5, 6, and 7. Release, be led, receive, right? So we've got what, observe, reframe, believe it, vibe it, release. It's this or something better. Along the journey, if it doesn't come right away, right? Like my Tesla's not coming this week. My debit's in negative balance. My credit card's $100, literally $100. I couldn't buy groceries today. My credit card is $100 away from maxing out. So my Tesla's not coming tomorrow in the driveway, right? So it's this or something better along the process. It's this or something better. It's $20,000 or it's something better, right? Just knowing that if you get close, what's a good example of that? Okay, I don't speak cars, but I'm gonna do my best here. Let's just say my dream car is a Tesla. I'm assuming a Ferrari costs more than a Tesla. I just pulled that out of my bum. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's this or something better. Like releasing the expectation, right? Like I'm gonna get my Tesla or something better. I'm gonna get my Tesla and I'm gonna get the sailboat and I'm gonna get the motorboat and I'm gonna get 2 jet skis and I'm gonna get a moped because those are all on my dreams list and all of those will happen, right? All of those. I'm gonna have the world's best fucking backyard. That's essentially my goal. I wanna have like big kid toys in the world's best backyard ever. Y'all can come. I'm gonna live on a lake somewhere in like the middle East Coast. Anyway, release. It's this or something better. It's $20,000 or it's something better. It's a Tesla or it's something better. It's my dream job or it's something better. It's my dream vacation or it's something better. Maybe your dream vacation is a month in Hawaii. It's 2 months in Hawaii, right? It's this or something better. Release. Because you've already asked for it. You've already told the universe it's coming. So the universe is going to deliver what you asked for and something better. Okay? Be led. Know now, again, trust whatever you believe in, God, the universe, angels, science, whatever you believe in, biochemistry, right? God, angels, universe, biochemistry. Guidance is coming. It is coming. If you did this whole side of thing, it's coming. If you did the left side of things, it's coming. And take inspired action, right? I had like 3 ideas come to me this morning because I'm now in a more energetic state of my, actually, I've had a lot of ideas flowing to me lately, and that's inspired action, right? The process will become easier because you know it's coming. You still have to put the work in, right? Manifestation isn't meant to make things easy. Oh, okay. It's meant to make things easy. Manifestation isn't meant to take your work ethic away. You still have to put the work in. You still have to show up. You still have to do the things. You still have to show up to work. You still have to apply for the jobs. You still have to apply for that promotion or whatever it is, or do the job interview or whatever. But take inspired action because now you're coming from a place of like fucking queen bee energy. You're coming from a place of like, I'm being guided to take the right action now. Because I know it's like, there's no, how do I create this? How do I apply for that job? Because you're taking inspired action now. You're taking action that energetically feels good. And then lastly, receive what you've been asking for, knowing it's coming naturally, easily, and fluidly. Okay? Let it be easy. All right, so we have about 5 minutes left, so I will open it up to questions. If anybody has any. Elise, I want a question or your biggest takeaway.
I'm gonna be a shit show when I do this.
I'll be
I
back
think
at the end of May. I'll come give you a hug.
yes. My birthday's June 1st, so you'll be here for that. But you know, I think without realizing I may have done this for my car that I got recently. I have 2 kids and a bonus baby, and we had a small Sonata, And I was like, all right, so we need a car, like we're getting a car, this is happening. And for me, that would like, I've never been this in depth with manifestation, but for me, I was manifesting the car. We looked at a used car. It was like, okay, this is what we're getting. This is the car. When we got there, I hated it. It was terrible. I ended up leaving with a brand new car that ended up being more affordable than the used car. And that was like a huge win. And I felt like I put that out there and it came to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that this speaks to this. It's
Yeah, manifestation. So it's like you can manifest things without like having this drawn out thing, right? You can manifest stuff. I think it's just a matter of like the energy behind it will be a little bit more clear and like passion inspired and
not more powerful. It's
a more powerful energy if it's done this way. But you can manifest things, right, in other ways. It might just also be slower too.
Yeah, there's a lot more intention behind this. This is
All right, Moretta or Megan, who wants to go next? Either a takeaway or a question.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So my biggest takeaway is believe it and vibe with it, because I am the queen of overthinking.
Mm.
And there's also this book called Stuck and how to get like, I think it's called Stuck or it's called Unstuck.
I have it on my Audible.
Yeah. So it's
haven't read it yet.
I haven't read it, but I think of it and I'm like, that is so my life. Like so that is something that like I need to do more of.
So you're creating this overthinking because you've already verbally identified as overthinking. So your subconscious is always forever going to identify you until you clear this up as an overthinker. And another example of that, just to give you the example for removal's sake from Megan, is if you say, I'm a terrible public speaker, that is a identity that you gave yourself. It is not scientific fact. It is not proven by scientific theory that Megan Myers is an overthinker. You're an overthinker because you've identified with that for all these years, and that's just the reality that you've created. But what's powerful about all of this that I'm teaching you guys, what's powerful about it is like our thoughts are not our thoughts. That's a hard concept to grasp, but our thoughts are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are the thoughts that I've had for 26 years of the family I grew up in, the friends I grew up with, the schools I grew up in, the people I grew up with, the financial situation my parents were in when I grew up. It's just from age, 2 all the way up, we are creating meaning out of our experiences. We're creating meaning out of our experiences. And that meaning is not truth. Our thoughts are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are just what happened to us. They're just our lived experiences that we make representations of now. So you being an overthinker, Megan, is not scientific fact. If you do this work, do this process, do just this part for your overthinking, right? It doesn't have to be this like, I'm manifesting a car. You can do just this for your overthinking and heal that, right? Forgive yourself for being that, but choose that that's not what you always have to be, right?
Yes. Cool. Yeah.
Well, Moretta, you doing all right?
Yeah, I am. So like, to be honest, this is like, so I have PTSD, and like they talk about how it's all limiting thoughts, and this is all I do like in therapy is like they call them stuck points. I kid you not. And like we just go through and challenge them. So this has been like my life for 2 years, and it sounds so easy intellectually, but it is so hard. Like I have a list of about 150 of them.
Mhm.
And like I can't, like it's hard to like get over stuck points. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, they're hard.
Yeah. And I know
Uh,
one of your concerns was having our philosophies overlap in a way that wasn't congruent. And you and I can chat about this on your next call, but if you feel that this is congruent with the work that you've been doing, I'm here to provide, additional exercises if you want them. But if you'd rather keep them separate, we can keep them separate, but you and I can chat about that on your next call.
Yeah, I mean, I already have, so like, you would probably like this worksheet, but like I have a worksheet that has like what you have on it, but like it's extended by like tenfold. It's like how you take apart every thought by like, I
Right.
don't know, like scientists have like thought about every possible, like this is part of cognitive behavioral therapy, like, and like how do we like change how we think? And so like I don't call it manifesting, but it's like the same concept. Like you are not your thoughts, and like you make meaning out of your thoughts, and like how do you control